Yep, record on this. All right, welcome to our lesson 31, Form 1, midterm test, part 3. Okay, we're having a quiz and there are 10 questions here. So let's move to question 1. Okay, actually it's question 21. All right. So guys, look carefully. Before you solve, read the instruction carefully. Diagram below shows a number line. The value of P, but they want P in fraction. They also want Q in decimal. They want R in integer. And they want the difference between P and Q. So everything depends on this number line. Now look at the number line carefully. Find out where's your P, Q, and R. P is here, Q is here, R is here. But there are two more numbers that's really helpful, which is this 1 here and the 0. Now from 0 to go to 1, you know now this is all divided into smaller parts. So if it takes from 0 to 1, it's divided into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with that, you actually apply your knowledge of fractions. This is quarter. This is half. This is 3/4. And this is 4/4. 1 whole. You remember doing this? This is actually kind of standard 6. So your P, the value of P, and again, they asked you in fraction, is straight away 1/4. Now, using the same principle, this would be 1 1/4. And this would be 1 1/2. 1 3/4. And definitely this, you already know, it's going to be a full 2. So R is a 2. Q in decimal. So Q is 1 1/2. 1 1/2 is 1.5. Simple conversions. So now you have this first 3 answers. And what about the last one? Difference between P and Q. So P is quarter and Q is 1.5. So difference means always take the larger number minus the smaller number. So you can just say, you want to put it in either in decimal or fractions is not a problem. So if you wanted decimal, then Q, okay, is 1.5 minus P as decimal is 0.25. And you ting tong ting on your little calculator. And what will you get? You will get 1.25. Okay. With decimals, you can easily press numbers on your calculators and get answers. Well, if you wanted to do it as fractions, also no problem. So that would be 1 1/2 minus 1/4. So how much would that be? Logically, should be 1 1/4 left. Okay, half minus quarter, you still have quarter. So that's your answer for the difference for number 4. Clear? Now this time, I want to see your hands up really that you understood this. So can I have a show of hands that, all right, we got this. Or do I still need to explain? Okay, show of hands. I need a show of hands here. Tristan, do you understand? Fatin, Gloria, Rishabh? Faham ke? Okay, Gloria and Tristan? Oh, in chat. How to get 2? Which one? You mean this one, Tristan? 2? Q in decimal, my boy. You see, the pattern on this number line, everything is half. Everything is a quarter here. So quarter, half, 3/4, 1 whole. 1 1/4, 1 1/2. So 1 1/2, how much is 1 1/2 as a decimal? It's 1.5. If you really still do not know, take 1 divide by 2 and you will get 0.5. That's what half is. Half means what? Half means take 1 and divide by 2. Fraction is a division. And you will get 0.5. Even if you press in your calculator 1 divide by 2, you'll get 0.5. Okay, so you still have the 1 there. Did I Or do you understand now, Tristan? Okay, good. So let's move on. Okay, clear. Next to question 22. Now this one, excuse me, diagram below shows the method used by Kai to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple. Guys, these are the two things you can do. You either find the highest common factor, excuse me, or you find the lowest common multiple. Now, look at the question. Over here, your question is here. Okay, yeah. This is your question. For the numbers 16 and 28, they have divided it with 2. Okay, so you'll get 8 here and 14. Further divide by 2, lending you with 4 and 7. Of course, after this, I cannot divide with any number which is the same for both. So, this pair of numbers at the side where you can divide by both numbers will be known as your highest common factor. Of course, you got to take 2 times 2. All right. Now, to find your lowest common multiple, you keep on dividing. Okay, now I'll divide by 4. And that will give me 1. And then this would be 7. And then I also divide by 7. And that would give me 1, 2, and 1. So you end up with this. But where is that 4? Over here, to find lowest common multiple, you got to multiply all the factors of all the numbers, including 4 and 7. So it will be 2 times 2 times 4 times 7. Now you see a 2 here, you see a 2 here, you see a 2 here, you see a 2 here. You see a 7 here, you see a 7 here. Of course, 2 times 2 is also 4. 4 can be broken up or broken down into 2 times 2. So this is to find lowest common multiple. And this is to find highest common factor. All right, I hope you remember what is highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Now, if you have forgotten, then it's time for you to revisit some old videos. Okay, now this question, everyone, all right, understood? Can we go on? If okay, can I have a show of hands? If you're all right and you got this, and we can move on now. Thank you, Rishabh. Fatin, Gloria, Natasha, how about you guys? Cepat. Okay, Fatin, all right? Okay, good. Natasha, are you okay? All right, next question, question 23. Now, guys, mark tick for the possible pairs of solution for 3x minus y equals to 9 and x if not. So if it's not possible, the solution is not possible, then you cross it off. If there is a possible pair, then you put a tick. Now, where do you know? You must put here, look at number 1, x is equals to 0, y is equals to 9. Guys, you got to put in these values into this equation and see whether it turns out right or not. So what do I do first? 3, I want to use the typewriting set, okay, because my hands are so painful already. Okay, so I'm going to use 3. Now, what is the value of x? Is 0, right? So you put a bracket, you put the 0. Minus, what is the value of y? 9. Okay, that's the first equation, equals to 9. Now, if you work out, 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 9 is equals to 9. So 0 minus 9 is negative 9. Is negative 9 equals to 9? Is this correct? No. So this is when you cross it out. This cannot be a possible pair of solution. Do you understand? Okay, I just did for this first pair. Okay, this one. All right. Now I'm going to do for this. And let's see. So now x is equal to 1 and y is equals to negative 6. So put in that value. 3, x is what? 1, right? 3 times 1 minus, remember the original one says minus. But y here is -6. So you got to be careful with the negative there. And then that's equals to 9. Work it out. 3 times 1 is 3. Minus -6 will make it become +6. And that will, on the other side, is still 9. So now 3 plus 6 is 9 equals to 9. You see that? Now, is this correct? 9 equals to 9? Yes. This is definitely correct. So now you know, you put a cross for this equation, for this solution, pair of solution. What is the pair means? Pair means there's an x, there's a y. That's why we call it a pair. Okay. Solution means x is equals to 0, y is equals to 9. That's what they are saying. So for this one, for the Roman 2, yes, this is a possible pair of solution. Okay, learn to read your questions carefully and understand what they're really asking. Okay, can I have a thumbs up or a show of hands if you understood this now? Okay, did you all get the correct answer? Okay, on your side, you mark on your own, all right, at this point. Okay, let's clear this and move on to question 24. All right, next question, next question. All right, determine whether the variable k in each of the following is a fixed value or a variable value. So January has k days. Come on, guys. January has always 31 days, so it cannot change. So here it's fixed. Sorry, fixed value. It's a fixed variable, okay? And over here, Kim uses k liters of fuel every day. Every day you can be using different amount of fuel. So that's called variable. Okay, it varies. All right, yes. All right, fine. Okay, then mark tick for the like terms and cross for the unlike terms. Look over here very, very carefully. X over y. And this is y divided by x. They are not the same. 3 over 2 is not the same as 2 over 3. Simple explanation. Do you understand? However, x times y times z, z times y times x. I give you an easy example. 1 times 2 times 3. Then I change it. 3 times 1 times 2. If I put it another way around, I just move it about. Is the answer still the same? It's still 6 and it's still 6. So you move it anyway. When you're multiplying, it doesn't matter. The answer is still going to be the same. All right. So this one is a like term. And this is not a like term. All right. Moving on. Okay. Now we are rushing for time a bit now. Okay. 25. Okay. This one is a question on ratio. Now, P to Q. So what do? We write it again. Never mind. P to Q is equivalent to 3 to 4. But on the other side, the other Q to R is equivalent to 6 to 7. So the Q on both sides are not the same. Here the Q is 4. Look carefully. Here, wait, hold on. Here the Q is 4, but here the Q is 6. So you have to find a Q that's going to be the same. So what do we have to do? Find the common number that can be the same for 4 and 6. And that would be how much? 4, 8, 12. At 12, you can already make it the same. Can you see that? So 4 will become 12. Okay, remember this. 4 will become 12. And 6 will also become 12. But if 4 became 12, what about the 3? So 4 times 3 gives you 12. 3 times 3 will give you 9. This will also change. Okay, and then if 6 became 12, that is times 2. Then 7 will become what? You also times 2 and it will become 14. So you see, now your Q is the same on both sides. But of course, the P also moved up to suit the Q. The ratio is still the same. And over here, the R also kind of moved up. The ratio is still the same. Now you can combine everything and write the ratio as 9 to 12 to 14. That's how you do this. Got it? Clear? Number 25 and Roman 2. Express 250 grams to 1 kilogram in the simplest form. Very simple. 250 grams, take out the unit. Now 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. Then simplify this. This just becomes 1 to 4. That's all. Okay, 1 part to 4 parts. That's it. Question 25. Okay. Question 26. Next question. Solve. This is the part where you all kind of got a little tough or maybe scared or confused. So let's do this. Okay. Look carefully. And I solved it half for you all earlier. All right. So the first part is you want to work with this. Okay. So you keep your bracket. Okay. You keep your bracket. You're going to square root it. You're going to square it. So what is this cube root of, okay, it's a cube root, 3 over 8. What is it? It's actually 8 times 3, 24 plus 3. It's 27 over 8. Now, once you've got this, continue. Don't worry, okay? Now, this part is done. Now you have a fraction here, 1 over, of course, like Rishabh told just now, you don't have to put the 2 there if it's a square root. So, what is the square root of 64? So, answer it straight. The square root of 64 would be 8. So, this square root of 64 will now become 8, and that is still 1 over 8 there. Now, you're going to work with making this square root, this cube root disappear. How would you do that? So, you write your cube root, and remember, 27 is 3 to the power of 3. And 8 is 2 to the power of 3. You change it. Because once you have that powers, it will cancel off with the cube. Continue doing your question over here. Don't change anything. Okay. Now, what fraction do we have here now? We have the fraction 3 over 2 minus 1 over 8. And again, don't forget, you're going to square the answer later. And to do this, of course, standard 6 now times 4 times 4. Okay, the same denominator. And then 12 minus 1, you straight away do 11 over 8. And your answer has to be squared. And what would that be now? So 11 squared is how much? 1 to 1. Okay. What is 8 squared?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
When you did the cube root, right?
Cube root, cube. Okay. Now, for this one, for the second part, okay, just a correction for the earlier part. The cube root is only for this fraction. It's not for the whole thing. No. It's only for the 3 over 8. Okay. So now this one, calculate. Okay, 1.5 times, minus 2.5 times negative 3 over 10 plus half divided by negative 0.25. Very simple. Follow Bodmer's. Bodmer says multiplication and division first. So do this first. The multiplication is here. The division is here. So in your answer, change everything to a decimal. It will be easier to work with. So you will write equals now 1.5. Don't forget your 1.5 minus, okay, minus. So you must see now, okay, I'm going to write it out for you. Minus 2.5 times negative 0.3. I'm just rewriting it. No more fraction, doing it in decimal. And then I'm going to plus it with half is 0.5. And that has to be divided with negative 0.25. And guys, tekanlah your calculator, okay, to get your answers. So now, you have to do this. You have to do this one first. So put on your calculator 2.5 times 0.3. What do you get? You'll get 0.75. Kan? So you will have to continue 1.5 minus, okay, pay attention, minus, the minus is here, but the answer for this, the 0.75 is a negative number. Remember that. So you put a bracket because of the negative 3/10, the negative 0.3. So it will be negative 0.75. Continue with the addition of the other part now. What is 0.5? Divide by 0.25. Ting tong ting on your calculator and you will get 2. But remember there is a negative, so the answer here is negative 2. You got that? And now, this is easy now. 1.5, negative, negative will make positive. 0.75. And then positive and negative will be negative minus 2. What was your answer? 0.25 will be your answer. Okay, 0.25. That's it. You see that? So principles of BODMAS. Do not forget them. Clear? Question 26. Now, question 27. This one was really easy, kan? So, lift going up 5 floors is plus 5. Lift going down 8 floors is minus 8. That's it. Eagle flies 3 meters above sea level is plus 3. 5 meters below is negative 5. Done. A shop obtaining 10,000 profit is plus 10,000. So 3,000 loss is negative 3,000. This is just to your first understanding of positive negative numbers. Clear? Moving on, question 28. This part, this one was a bit challenging. So let's look at this. A fish is at 4.5 meters below sea level. I told you to draw. Draw your sea level. So let's draw that. Okay. So this is my sea level. Okay, this is my sea level. Maybe I'll just bring it down a bit. Okay. Okay, not so straight also. Okay, now it's straight. Okay. Now where is my fish? 4.5 meters below sea level. So go down 4.5 meters. Just imagine. And here we have Mr. Fish. Okay, fish. And he is negative. That means, remember, he's below kan. So it's negative 4.5. Just change it to decimal. Okay. Fish is negative 4.5. Turtle is 6. Do you know what is 1/5, guys? 1/5 is 0.2. So it's 6.2 meters below sea level, right below the fish. So this turtle, okay, this turtle is existing right below the fish. But okay, I'm going to push it a bit. Okay, you can see the color. Maybe I put different color. No, pull up. I cannot change that already. Okay. Okay, right below the fish. So I'm going to put it quite close. And that's our turtle. The turtle is right below the fish. But the turtle is also negative 6.2. 1/5 is 0.2 meters below sea level. Okay, remember it's below sea level. So it's not below the fish. It's below the sea level. This is the sea level. Okay, this is the sea level. Okay, can you see the sea level? All right. So the fish is here, the turtle is here. Calculate the distance, Calculate the distance between the fish and the turtle. So what are they asking? They are asking you to calculate this distance. Okay, this distance. Where is my pen? Can you see? The fish and the turtle. How much is it? So basically, it's just the difference between 6.2 and 4.5. Although it's still negative, it's just the difference between those two negative numbers. How much is it? From 4.5 to 6.2. So all you need to do is to take 6.2 and minus with 4.5, and that's going to give you an answer of 1.7. The distance between them is 1.7 meters. Do you understand? Okay, this is 1.7 meters, the distance. That is the first part of the story. The second part of the story is going to a bird. Now the bird is where? 45.6 meters right above the turtle. So let's draw the bird. The bird is going all the way up from the turtle. It's going all the way up, and the bird is up there. Okay, so this is the bird. Okay, and they say that the height is 45.6 above the turtle. Now the turtle is below the sea level 6.2. What is the question asking? State the position of the bird based on the sea level. So pay attention. They want the bird from the sea level. Do you understand? They don't want the bird from the turtle. So what must we do? We must take out the turtle from the distance. So in order to do that, all we need to do is take out the turtle's distance from the total distance given. So 45.6 meters will minus that 6.2, which is below the sea level, and you would get 39.4 meters, and that would be this part from the sea level to the sky where the bird is flying. All right, that's how you solve this question 28. Told you to draw. This is the drawing part to help you understand. All right, clear? Let's move on to our second last question, which is determine whether 4 is the common factor of 64 and 76. Yes, of course 4 is. How do I know? 64 can divide by 4. 76 can also divide by 4. All you need to do is take your calculator and press. 64 divided by 4. Do I get an answer? Okay, then 4 is a factor. 76 divided by 4. Do I get an answer? Yes. So it's a factor. It's a common factor for both. All right, good. Now, Roman 2. List all the common multiples of 4 and 8 that are less than 40. So, what's the multiple for 4, guys? Multiple. You know what's multiple, right? So, the numbers that can be divided by the first number. So, 4, it goes on to 8, then 12, then 16. This is listing down all. 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. We don't need to go more because the question say do all the way up to 40. Then you go to listing down the multiples of 8, which is the next one would be 16. Okay. And then 24. The multiples of 8 only, 32. And then 40. So you already reached 40. So now, can you see some common numbers there? Okay, common numbers. Of course, not everything is a multiple of 4. You can see here 16 is common, but not 12. 24 is common, but not 20. 32 is common. And of course, 40. Less than 40, probably we include 40 itself. List all the common multiples. Done this, done. Okay, right. Number n, the third one. Number n is divisible by 5, 6, and 8. Now, what is the smallest value of n? Guys, find what are we going to find? I told you lowest common multiple or the highest common factor. These are the two things you can find. So, what is the smallest value of n? Which means number n is a multiple of 5, it's a multiple of 6, it's also a multiple of 8. How do I get that? Well, do you remember this? Okay, this age-old method, 5, 6, and 8. Remember, we did in the beginning? Start dividing it. So we'll start with 2. Okay, we'll start with 2. Of course, 5 cannot, so you keep your 5. 6 can divide by 2, that gives you 3. 8 can divide by 2, which will give you 4. Okay, now you have 5, 3, and 4. Go on to divide by 2 again, because you want to find the lowest common multiple. So here you have still 5, cannot be divided. Here you have 3, and you'll have 2. Well, you have got to divide with 2, the factor of 2 again, because there's a 2 here. So you'll have 5, you'll have 3, and you will have 2. Now, finally, all you need to do is, you can actually straight away start multiplying because you cannot do anything anymore. This is the last ones, the last answers. So all these factors on the side will multiply with all these factors as well. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 3 times 2. Did I get it right? 2 times 2. Oh, this is 1 already, kan? Okay, sorry. There's an error here. This is 1. So this is 1 here because 2 divided by 2 kan is 1. So 5 times 3 times 1. That's it. So there are 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 3. How much is it? You will tick tong on your calculator and you will get 120 as your answer. So 120 is the number where it will be divisible by 5, it will be divisible by 6, and it will also be divisible by 8, and that's the smallest multiple of these 3 numbers. Okay, I hope you understand what's happening. Yes, Natasha, 120, that's right. Okay, so clear? And to the last question of the day. Okay, this one, a correction, it's not TA, it's just a chocolate cake, a vanilla cake, and a cheesecake is cut into 12, 16, and 20 pieces. Just imagine your mother made 3 cakes. Vanilla cake got, chocolate cake got, vanilla cake got, cheesecake also got. And she cut into 12, 16, and 20 pieces. Now, she wants, or your Aini wants to prepare a few plates with every plate containing the same combination of the 3 cakes without having any cake left. So she wants to put all these cakes into a certain number of plates. We do not know how many plates. It could be 3, could be 5, or whatever. We got to find. But we can't use drawing method all right now. We have learned about factors and multiples. So what are we going to find? We either find the highest common factor or we find the lowest common multiple. There is a clue here. Largest, highest. You see that? All right, so now we find the highest common factor for 12, 16, and 20. Okay, so what do? We write the 3 numbers out. 12, 16, and 20. These 20 pieces. First of all, I can divide easily with 2. That means I can take out 2 pieces from every type of cake. So this will become 6, and this will become 8, and this will become 10. Let's see if I have another common factor that can be pulled out, that I can still take out. Yes, I can take out another 2. I can divide all these numbers with 2. So this will be left with 3, and then this will be 4, and this would be 5. Can you see that? Now, I cannot divide by 2 because 3 cannot divide by 2 and 5 cannot divide by 2. Only 4 can be divided. So I will have to stop here for my highest common factor. Now, what does it mean? It means that the largest number of plates that I can actually serve without having any remainder of cakes left will be 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So you will have 4 plates. Do you understand? That's what you find with the highest common factor. Okay, you'll have 4 plates. All right. Now, with that 4 plates, state the combination of the 3 cakes on each plate. Your combination is right here. This is your combination. Now, if you still don't understand, I will explain. So, what does this 4 plate means? The 4 plate means what? The chocolate cake is going to be put on 4 plates. So, guys, 12 divided by 4. The chocolate cake will be how much? 12 pieces divide into 4 plates. Every plate is going to have 3 pieces of chocolate cake. Understood? Now, the second one, I have my what cake? Vanilla cake, which is 16 pieces. I've got to take the 16 pieces and put into these 4 plates. So my vanilla cake would be 4 pieces on each plate. On one plate, there's going to be 4 pieces of vanilla cake. You see the 4 here. You see the 3 here. And finally, the 20 pieces of cheesecake. And I'm going to divide into 4 plates. So the cheesecake is going to be 20 divided by 4 plates, 5 pieces on each plate. And that's where you see the 5. So this is the chocolate, this is the vanilla, and this is the cheesecake. Do you understand? You go back home, take paper models, cut. Okay, take 3 different colored papers, cut them into 12, cut them into 16, cut them into 20. Then you get 2 4 paper plates and arrange them. And you will see this combination will be the one. If you put 3 pieces of chocolate, 4 pieces of vanilla, and 5 pieces of cheesecake on every plate, all your cake gone, already clean, and you won't have any cake left. Do you understand now? All right, that's it. Our question 30. All right, stop recording.